Hi, everybody. It's 2 o'clock on a Friday, and I'm here to make a layered spring card. You can see how it's bouncing because I have some acetate springs under there, and that allows the card to spring. And it's layered. It's a magnolia. So this stamp set is by Pinkfresh. I've got the stamp on my stamping platform, but this is what it looks like. Right here, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's beautiful. And the different thing about this one is to regular Pinkfresh, they're all separate. A separate flower where some of them would have the leaves already attached. So you can really display it differently. And then there's the die that I'll be using. And then I'm also using the stencils. So I'm going to show you how to make it. It's absolutely beautiful. I think more so in person. And then I'm also using the new Spellbinders embossing folder. It's a 3D embossing folder. It's called Leafy. And it's a stunning one. Okay, so let's get started here. Okay, so what I did was I took the stamp and I stamped on a sheet of paper, and then I've got my stencils, and there's 5 stencils here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I always go over top of them with a marker so that it's easier for me to see. I find them very difficult. To recognize the, it's just an impression of them, and I find it really hard to read. Okay, I'm using 4 different inks. So my first ink that I'm using is in the pinks, and it is Spun Sugar and Worn Lipstick in the oxides. I forgot my stamping my stencil mat. So I'm just going to leave it in here, and I'll use some repositional tape. Okay, so the first stencil is a soft pink that I'm using, and it's called Spun Sugar. So I'm inking up the flower bases. Okay. All right, then stencil 2. Are the leaves. And again, this is the base color of the leaves. So I'm just lining those up. I think that looks pretty good. It is easier with my little mat, but that's okay. All right, so this ink I'm using Evergreen Bow. I don't use this very often, and it's very pretty. So I'm just doing a base color on that. Okay, and then put that aside. The next one is the detail of my flowers. This is stencil 3. And I'm going to go in with a darker color. I'm using Warren lipstick. And we're just going to get some detail on our flowers here. Just trying to match this up. I think that looks pretty good. So I'm going to take Warren lipstick. And add the detail in my flowers. Okay. Cindy's here today. We haven't been together for quite some time. So look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Just added that detail. Next is the detail of the leaves. Now this one I did not choose a different ink. I'm just going to add the same ink. Just let me get that on there. But with a heavier hand. And then we'll be able to, it'll show up as a darker value. And that's what we want. But I'm just trying to line that up. I'm missing my mat. I think that should do it. All right. Good enough. Whoops. All right, that'll have to do. Okay, and I'm coming in again with that evergreen. Whoops. And I'm just going to use a heavier hand on it. And it should show up a little darker for the detail. Stenciling is so quick and easy when you're doing these flowers. I love it. Now, the Magnolia by Pinkfresh is on back order. We thought we'd have it in, but it isn't here yet. But if you would like this set, just let us know. You can see that detail there, and we will let you know when it comes in. And then lastly, we're going to add a little bit of brown for the branches here and the center of our flower. And this one I chose Vintage Photo. And there we go. All right. So there we have it. And then I'll just wipe those with a baby wipe to clean my stencils. Okay, I just use these little storage boxes to bring my brushes back and forth from home. Okay, now sometimes when you are stenciling, it kind of dulls the ink. So I'm just going to re-ink this. So what you do is you just leave your stamp in the position on your stamping platform, and then you can just re-ink it. And it does look a little brighter when you're finished. And there we go. Isn't that nice? All right. So now I can take that off. Okay. And I went and forgot baby wipes again, so I'm just using my cloth here to clean my stamp. There we go. Alrighty. Now I'm going to take the die And the nice thing is it's all cut out. I just have to tape it down in one part and it's all attached. So cuts it out separately, but it's all attached. I'm just going to get my machine. I use the Platinum 6 at home, which I love. Alrighty, so let's get this on here. I have a magnetic platform underneath it, so the die just stays in place. And I don't think I need tape on it at all. Okay. I think that looks good. Alrighty. So that's all cut out. And we're ready to create the card. All right. Put those aside and I'll just get this out of the way. Okay. Next, bring in my card. My card is a landscape, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Now, what I did was, I just love these dies. They're called nested hexagons. And again, they are on back order. But if you really would like them, then just put your name in the comments or give us an email or phone call and we'll put your name down for them. They are so beautiful. And I've used these before for a shaker card, I believe. So what I did was I took these dies and I used the largest one for the back. Now, I'll show you what I did. I actually cut one on a white and one on a pink, and I'll show you what I did there. Then I took the next two, and I cut one out of white and one out of pink. And then I cut the next two, the larger one on a white and the smaller one on a pink. Okay, so I have 3 layers of these on my card. I got this from Mixed Up Craft. She did it differently, as she used the shape as the base of the card, where I'm using it plus I have a card. Okay, so that you could do it with many shapes. You could do it with circles, you could do it with diamonds, ovals, and this would be a better diamond, I think, because you've got all the layers. So that would look really nice. Nesting diamonds and nesting ovals. Okay. And they work perfect. All right. So now, then I took the white and the pink layers and I glued them together. Now this one didn't have the one up from it, from the largest that I wanted. So what I'm going to do is I cut white and pink and they're exactly the same size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my cutter and I'm just going to slice a little bit off each side of these hexagons, and then that should give me the look I want. Did I do that side? I can't remember. So I've got a little edge. So no, I didn't. Okay, so now I've created this size that I wanted. And then that should nest right in there. And I'll just have that little white border so it resembles the other ones. Okay, so now I have 3 of them. So now this is that Leafy Spellbinders embossing, 3D embossing folder. It's beautiful. I'm leaving it white. I'm not doing anything with it. I think it's perfect the way it is, but you could certainly ink it. You could do all sorts of things with it. But for this particular card, it's the look I want. So I'm just going to place that on here. And it would be 4 by 5 1/4. It just gives some texture and detail to the back of my card. Now, we've done these before. This is my acetate. So this is 1/2 inch wide, and then I scored it at 1/2 inches. So now I'm going to cut it into 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I believe that's what I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have another one in here. So now these are my springs, and I'll show you how to make them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now I'm going to take these and I'm going to fold them in half. So maybe I only need 4 on it. I'm not sure what I did here. Nope, I did. Maybe I did 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. So I'm going to accordion fold these back and forth like that. So they're little springs. See that? So these are a little springier than the other ones I used. So I'm going to accordion fold these. Mountain fold, mountain fold, mountain fold, mountain fold. So they're little springs. Yeah, I think I wanted them a little springier than the other ones. So that's why I did that. I made them a little longer. So I'm just going to fold all these up. Accordion fold them quickly here. That's probably enough. I know the larger one, the middle one there, I used about 4 of these on because I wanted an even spring. Okay, so the first one, it is going to be glued directly to the card base. Okay, so I'm going to put it like this, right in the middle. And then this one is the next one. So on the back, I'm going to put some springs. Okay, so I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So if this one is, the fold is facing to the left, then this one, the fold's facing to the right. This one, the fold's facing or out, and this one's facing to the in, and this. So just as long as they're opposites, we're good. Okay, so now I'm just going to put my tape on here. You could certainly use Sukewang. Okay, and then I'm going to have to look directly down on this, so to get them in. So it works much better when you have 4 of them, 1 in each corner, and then it really bounces. It flattens out completely and then bounces up. All right, so this one, I am going to put 2 on here. I don't think I'm going to need any more. No, I just put 2 on here. So we'll put these on. 1, 2. Now, because you could put another layer of these on if you wanted sentiment on here, that would look nice too, but I wanted to show off my magnolias. So now I'm going to just bring this down so I can center it. And there it is. Isn't that beautiful? You have to see it to appreciate it, I think. Okay, let's bring in my magnolia. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to, and I'm not adding any dimension to this because it has so much dimension to it. So I'm just going to tape this on like so. Beautiful flower. And then I'm going to add here, I'm going to add a little bud there. Like that. And this one, I'm going to add to this middle layer to give it the layered look. So I think I'll just add that there, and I'll come back and add some more. And then I have this flower, and I'm going to put it right in here to add a layer. I have another little bud here. I'll tuck that one in here. And on this layer, I'm going to add this leaf. And this one. And this little bud, I'll just tuck in here. All right, so you can really see the dimension there. All right, now I have, this was just in my stash. I just cut it to fit, and it's just a note. And again, I'm not adding any dimension to it. I'm just putting it on. And there we go. So there is our layered spring card. And when you put it in an envelope, it just flattens right down, as you can see. So there's no extra postage on this one. And then when they take it out, it pops up. And then on the inside, you can have your personal message. I think it's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so I used these, which I love. Great to have in your collections. I have, what's this one? This is the die, I think. And I have the stamp, which I showed you, which is filthy. And it does come with sentiments too. So there's the stamp, there's the die, and the stencils. Okay, it's a beautiful set. I think it's timeless. I just love it. And the color, I love that green. I think it's beautiful. Okay, now, so again, you can use ovals, diamonds, circles, stars, hearts. You could use whatever you have in your stash to make them. Another thing we have is Cindy made this double foiled card. All right, and she used these hot foil plates. So this is the circle, the oval, the square, the rectangle, and then of course our solid hot foil. So these are new. So if you have your foil systems, you may want these. They probably have all sorts of sampling on YouTube. All right. Okay. So that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope you try this out. And again, if you want anything, just let us know. And I'm off to the lake. I won't be, there's no video on Tuesday, but I'll be back Wednesday and Thursday. Yeah, I think I'm off Friday too. But anyways, I'm going to have a nice weekend. This time I'm crafting all weekend. Oh, and this, I forgot. Leafy. Beautiful. All right. Thanks for joining. And again, have a wonderful weekend.